This is my analysis of typical settings in thriller films. In the opening scene of Seven, the setting is not an obvious setting, but the use of the close-up shots and extreme close-ups of different objects give subtle clues about where it is set. It looks to me as if it is an old basement or office that hasn't been taken care of. The lighting is very dark and the room itself looks really dated and old-fashioned, which creates a tense atmosphere. The fact that the setting is not obvious, the clues help you get more of an idea of what the setting is. I think that this is a very clever idea to start the film, as it gets the audience gripped from the start. There are two main places in which the film is set. The city is New York, but the film doesn't actually tell you this. The use of dark lighting and rainy weather make the city seem quite disturbing or dangerous. The scene at the end of the film, which is called the box scene, is set in an isolated area. The scene is not a typical thriller setting, as it is presented using high-key lighting and there is a range of colour. The only thing that makes the scene fit with the genre of the film is that it is isolated and the location is not specified. The chase scene is a very effective scene, as there is a range of long takes, tracking and panning shots which follow the characters, allowing you to see the city in more detail. As the scene is supposed to be a dramatic scene, the edits are very quick, so the main details of the setting are very dominant. For example, there are lots of smashed glass, dark alleyways and staircases where violence occurs. I find that the dark alleyways make this scene the most effective, as the dark and low-key lighting builds up tension during it. This makes it not obvious what's going to happen next. The opening scene of The Shining is a long take of a car travelling up to the Overlook Hotel, which is the main setting of the film. The long shot of the car driving up allows the audience to see the surroundings. In this case, the setting is in the mountains and the car is the only car there, which already suggests that they could be driving towards something mysterious or dangerous. The Overlook Hotel is a huge hotel that is stranded in the mountains. There are no buildings near the hotel that we can see, which then creates a creepy atmosphere, as it gives the idea that it is very isolated. The hotel itself is a dark and dull building which looks very dated, which gives the idea that it could be haunted. The hotel is situated in front of a huge mountain with mist and fog in the background, which creates a spooky setting. In the scene where Danny is on his bike, a long take allows you to see the interior of the Overlook Hotel. The interior itself looks very dated, and the lighting is very gloomy and subtle, highlighting the fact that the hotel has horror elements. The furniture is very old-fashioned. For example, there are chandeliers and long corridors. The final film that I analysed is Shutter Island, which was released in 2010, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. Shutter Island is a thriller film set on a small, isolated island in which there is a mental health asylum. From the use of dark lighting in this particular scene, we can see that it is not a safe or pleasant place to be, as it looks dull and lifeless. You can see that the sky is dark on one side of the island, which shows that there is a storm overcasting the island. This helps add to the suspense. The weather helps portray the thriller-type settings due to the stormy weather occurring on every day, which helps add to the overall genre, as it is gloomy and mysterious. I like how they have used the stormy weather throughout the film, as the use of pathetic fallacy also helps portray the characters' emotions. I also find that the drawing room is a typical thriller setting due to its low-key lighting and eerie feel. The room itself looks very expensive, as it has a lot of antique furniture, which I find really effective. The tilt-up and panning shot, which shows the room, makes the room seem significant. Perhaps this is to show that it is an important setting. Even before the interior is exposed, there is a mid-shot of the building from the outside with thunder and rain overcasting it, which still maintains the suspension throughout the film.